What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Listen, I want to this week talk about what is keeping you from being the best man, the best version of you. I recognize today I want to really start with talking about this idea that we use the worst things that happen to us to define us, to define who we are, to define what we can and cannot do. I remember for myself, some of the worst things that happened to me had to do with some stuff with my father. And I've shared before about, just for me, him just saying he was going to pick me up, but didn't pick me up rather. And I kept going through this cycle. And because I have these promises that weren't kept or that were broken, I developed this mindset that I wasn't worth my father's time, I wasn't worth anybody else's time. And what happened was I used that to define who I was in relationships and determine my value and my worth. In other words, I used it as the expectations. That's how I developed my expectations in a relationship. That's how I developed what to look for, what to listen for, how I looked at things, how I heard things was based on this trauma, this pain that I experienced. You say, what are you talking about? What it did was it really put me in a box. It put me in a box of my expectations that my expectations was that I wasn't worth people's time. I wasn't valuable to anyone. Which also meant if I wasn't valuable to anyone, then guess what? I didn't make people valuable to me. And so I didn't trust people. I constantly was thinking the worst thing ever of them. I was always trying to interpret what people were saying to me through this lens or through this filter of they don't really care about me anyway. And so I was always on the defense. I was always ready to defend myself. Who am I talking to? The thing that sometimes keeps us from being the men that we're called to be is because we're always on the defense. We're always responding to things in ways that ultimately don't even really reflect what's happening in the situation. That we're always misinterpreting everything that someone says. We're always reading between the lines, putting our own narrative in it. Matter of fact, when people say things to us, we find ways for it to be offensive. We find ways to get upset and to shut down and to pull away and to draw back and to become small. I don't know who I'm talking to, but whatever has happened to you in your life, whatever worst thing that has happened has caused you to become small. It has caused you to not trust. It has caused you to be isolated. It has caused you to not go deeper with anyone beyond the surface. And that is what prevents us from being the men we're called to be. Because real men have deep relationships. Real men have relationships that are meaningful. Real men have relationships where they can be vulnerable and they can share the truth. Real men have relationships where they're not always fighting the person that they're supposed to be in relationship with, the person who is connected to them, the people in their circle. Real men understand that there should be partnership and that you need everybody in the circle. Here it is. And that you do not put limitations on what you can and cannot do and what can and cannot happen based on something that happened in your past. And so you got to break free from that by reinterpreting what every time you start hearing someone talk to you in a relationship or you start hearing and it sounds negative, you got to reinterpret it to a positive. I'm reminded of these two football players. And the coach set these two football players down and told them that they had to step up, that they weren't doing this, they weren't doing that. And if they didn't do that, then he was going to have to make some different decisions about who was going to play and all of that. And so you had one player who said, you know what, the coach doesn't like me anymore. I probably need to look for another team. The coach doesn't like me. He doesn't care about me. The other player, the way he interpreted was, all right, the coach is giving me an opportunity to step up. He's expecting me to raise my game. And so I got to work harder. I got to stay focused. Which one of those players do you believe was able to get better and to maximize all that they were? It's the one who interpreted what that coach was saying in a positive way on how they can get better. So men, it's time to get better. Listen, as a matter of fact, I'm so invested in you getting better. I'm doing the Best Man Challenge. Yeah, the Best Man Challenge. Say that with me, the Best Man Challenge. Because I believe that it's time to build the best man in you. The one that is already on the inside, the one that God already made. The Bible says to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That men, it is time for us to change our mindset. When we change our mindset, I promise you, you change, your confidence changes, what you see changes, what you hear changes, how you lead changes, because you are being what God created you to be. And so I got that. That's going to happen on Friday, January 27th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm going to do 3 days. So it's going to be Friday, January 27th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. February 3rd. That's a Friday, February 3rd, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Friday, February 10th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it's going to be at 4171 Millersville Road at the TWC Event Center. I want to see you there. Men, I'm calling out my men. Go to drrickymccrae.com and register today. Register, it is free. Go register to that. I want to help you to be a better man. The book that I just wrote, Some Things Are Worth Fighting For. It's really my journey. It's my journey from being a boy to growing into a man. And in order for me to grow into a man, there are some things I had to get right. I had to change my mindset. So I want to help you do that, men, and bring in some accountability. And so we're going to deal with our emotions. We're going to start talking about our mental health. We're going to start about our spiritual health, our physical health. As a matter of fact, we got my man, Stay Consistent Kev from Stay Consistent Fitness, who's going to come in and also help give us some exercises, things to stay physically fit. But also we're going to talk about the social aspect and accountability with other brothers. And so listen, you don't want to miss this event. This is going to be powerful. This is going to be the first step in your journey to truly becoming the man God created you to be. So listen, all week we're going to be talking about what's stopping you from being the best version of you. And so listen, I want you to know today that you are worth fighting for. That you, the best man in you, the best version of you, is worth fighting for. God bless you.